Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, let's talk about Darigaaz. Hadn't figured out why exactly he got reincarnated or how, but you know what? He's 7/7, flying trample haste, so that's just living the dream. Now, yeah, when he dies, you can get him back in 3 turns. Um, I don't know that I designed this deck to do that, because I think if you're just waiting those 3 turns, you're just dying. Anyway, he has that magical 7 power for commanders. That means 3 hits, and that's a commander win. I mean, 3 is perfect. Um, what is it, 7? And then it jumps up to 11 to be a 2-hit kill. But anyway, my first thing was this guy is 7 mana. We got to get him out there. We got to get him played. So let's go through the ramp. I'm probably playing more ramp in this particular deck than I do in most. It is, of course, he's 3 colors, and not so much just ramp, but a lot of it is color fixing. I mean, yeah, when you play a Signet, you're up 1 mana, but you also have the ability to fix your mana. Um, so try to get as much actual colored mana producers as possible, because he is 3 color, and we are kind of leaning heavy on all 3 colors. So, uh, oh, Gilded Lotus, man, I'm glad that's back. Love it. But as I said, it's just lots and lots of rocks. And then, of course, we have our colorless rocks. So the idea, obviously, is to play him as quickly as possible. He has haste. So, I mean, we just get in there super quick. And then we go from the artifact ramp into the spell ramp, since we are in black and in red. So that's just a ton of get Darigaaz out quickly. That's all that is. Now, card draw, because I mean, if we're gonna dump our hand like that, we're gonna have to draw some cards. Doing the black versions is pretty much you're paying a life. Um, I guess a Necropotence would be fairly decent in the deck. Of course, Necropotence is awesome in any deck. I like Promise of Power. 5 life for 5 cards for 5 mana. I'm down with that. I mean, it's along the same lines of the Night's Whisper and the Sign and Blood and stuff like that. I do have Explore. It's a card draw land drop, so that's fine, I guess. Cathartic Reunion, not a real big fan of, but you can kind of control when you play it what you're discarding. And of course, a Harmonize, because green, just straight up mana for cards is a good thing. Now, that's a lot of artifacts. So let's am running the Diabolic Tutor to get whatever it is I need. We'll come back to what we need later. And by the way, I just love this art. Anytime you get 2 Planeswalkers on a card, it tends to work out pretty neat. But a lot of artifacts. So if we can, even if we've got, what do we need to get from 7 to 11? 4. So even if you've got Cranial Plating and 3 other artifacts, which is probably going to happen, you can get Darigaaz up to a 2-hit kill. Or maybe even a 1-hit kill with the Fire Shrieker. And of course, Whisper Silk Cloak is a duplicate copy of the Rogue's Passage that y'all know is in here. Now, I want to talk about this card, Sylvan Awakening. Your lands become 2/2 dudes with reach, indestructible, and haste. They're still lands. Now, this has, honest to goodness, no place in this deck on its own, by itself. But I've been looking at this card since Dominaria came out, and it's different from every other Lands Become Dudes card in the fact that it makes them indestructible. So, way back when back in the day when they made World Championship decks, there was a deck based around Wildfire. And what Wildfire did was it played a bunch of rocks, it played a big flyer, and it played Wildfire to blow up lands and small creatures. Now, yeah, playing the Awakening plus the Wildfire is like 9 mana. But you know what, though? If you've got it, that's got to feel a whole lot like cheating. I mean, it's just kind of almost instant win because your turn is... No, it's all lands you control. So you're not losing your lands because you've got to sacrifice 4 lands. Okay, this is not actually... I was thinking I need natural... No, not natural affinity. I need Living Plane or Nature's Revolt. I need Living Plane, probably. Yeah. Anyway, Wildfire works pretty good with, you know, our big flyer. It's kind of the same premise as that World Championship deck that they did. And, of course, since I am running Wildfire, I feel like if you want Wildfire, you also want Destructive Force. And Dingus Egg will, you know, kind of punish them for their land dying. Which there may be some slots in here now. You know, once you talk about something and you verbalize it, you're like, oh crap, that doesn't work. I just have to be talking about it when I'm talking to y'all. So yeah, here's some spots if I want to go a little heavier on the LD, or if I just want to take out the LD factor altogether. Maybe I'll probably just end up taking out the Dingus Egg, because the Dingus Egg is probably a little sketchy here because it only interacts with 2 cards. And okie dokie, so let's look at some... of course, we got Doomblade, you know. Doomblade, Naturalize, Creeping Mold, Desert Twister. Just a lot of the good spot removal. Here again, love that Lignify. Man, I love the Lignify. And I also like the fact that it changes the creature type. So that matters in today's tribal world. Of course, we have our Hull Breach, Terminate, Putrefy, Unlicensed Disintegration, and, of course, Wrecking Ball. Now, let's see. What we got? Mass Removal next. Pyroclasm. We have a lot of these just 2 and 3 damage to a lot of things. You know, the Pyroclasm, Flame Tendrils, Sulphurous Brass, because we're trying to pave out, you know, to buy us time to cast our general. There's a Chain Reaction in Garrick's Wake, which at 9 mana is expensive, but at 9 mana also, as much ramp as we have, it's not that bad. Deathbringer Regent is a, you know, it's a board wipe that you're left with a 5/6 flyer, so that's not bad either. And our last card is Tranquil Path, you know. It's destroy the enchantments and draw the cards. Because of the cranial plating, let's see what we got here for special lands. Because of the cranial plating, I put in 1 each of the artifact lands just to help out the artifact count. Now, y'all remember these from way back? The lair lands? I think these are they've been errated to land-lair, so that's kind of cool. It'd be really cool if we could read it. But I guess it's neat. We're probably just going to bounce the Bojuka Pog. Let's see. Of course, all of the 5 and 6 color lands that you would think. Yeah, I believe that's it. I believe Dingus Egg will end up coming out. I do appreciate y'all watching. Sorry about the whole Dingus Egg thing, but my mind was trying to work out something degenerate. Anyway, y'all let me know what you think. But right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.